I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Susan, because I just hit 1,000 followers on LBRY. So thanks, Susan, for being a fucking content dictator and driving up the traffic and value of LBC. And yeah, it's good, glorious days. 1,000 followers. I can still grow. I could still fucking grow. Not on YouTube, but I could still grow. I'm going to be stuck at 10K forever on YouTube. There's no growth. Because I don't work for CNN.
Sunday.
Fucking.
Sunny with a 50% chance of showers. Highs in the upper.
Why is it default to the stupidest fucking channel?
Sunday night, mostly.
It's always jarring. Now I'm on FM. Hooked to my phone already.
Street. Is not.
There we go. And I love Bluetooth technology.
Is 1 to 3 feet.
What the fuck is this shit?
Weather reports for selected cities at Cleveland, Hopkins Airport.
Why did my phone disconnect? This is bullshit.
The temperature was 48 degrees, the dew point 42, and the relative humidity 80%. The wind was northwest at 14 miles an hour.
Connect, you piece of shit.
And it was partly sunny with a temperature of 55.
So I'm in Ohio. Which means I don't have to wear a fucking mask everywhere. Some people still are. But I don't have to. I just went in the rest area, didn't put my mask on, left it in the truck. It was great. Am I allowed to say this on YouTube? I just wanted to put up this video on YouTube, which also means it goes to LBRY automatically, and say thank you to those of you who followed me over to LBRY. And in celebration of that, I do have a video topic. I'm going to do a long video kind of podcasty thing on. I don't know if I'll do it live or not. I'm out of data right now, so probably not live today. But I can leave it uploading slowly overnight while I sleep, so that'll be the plan. But I'm going to do a video on a topic that Susan has said we're not allowed to talk about here on YouTube. The People's Republic of YouTube. The YouTube Communist Party, you know. That we're not allowed to talk about anything that's but authoritative shit here. So I'm only going to talk about authoritative shit. And I can authoritatively say that I love LBRY. Just letting you know. Because I can go there. I make 3 times the revenue that I do on ads here on YouTube. I can actually say whatever the fuck I want. You know, it has quirks. I know some of you have been bitching. It's a new platform. What do you want? Rome wasn't built in a day, and they're essentially rebuilding from, you know, where YouTube was and back in the fucking early 2000s. Except now we got 1080p instead of 480p like we used to have. We don't have that stupid star system that we used to have anymore either. Thank you to those of you who have helped me grow there, but I do know that some of you on LBRY discovered me on LBRY and followed me on LBRY, and I want to thank you as well. And so look forward to the next video. I will pin a comment with a link to the uncensored video that I'm going to talk about later on. It's related to a certain situation that we're all in. Don't know how much I could say right now, other than it's the apocalypse. It's not the apocalypse. Settle down. The trucking vlogs are going to continue here on YouTube, which will also continue on LBRY, obviously. And I'm going to keep documenting on the road. I'm on my way to Memphis. And I heard a rumor that Tennessee is ending their lockdown. I'm not sure how much of the lockdown they're ending. But it'll be nice if I go to Memphis and then there's shit I can do there that doesn't involve fucking Walmart or truck stops. Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't care if it's a park that I can walk around in without the police approaching me. If I can sit on a park bench because it's not roped off. Anything. I'll take anything. Just saying. So I'm looking forward to that. Still on my path to home time in South Dakota, which has been open the whole time, allegedly. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not from there. I lived there for a long time. I know what it's like there. Well, what it used to be like there. And so I'm looking forward to doing that as well. So I've got big plans. But for now, I'm going to be walking in Memphis. Hopefully without having to fucking social distance as much. Let's face it, we're all still got fucking rules. But I'll talk more about that in my video on LBRY that you'll be see. If it's not up yet, be patient. It takes a while for my shit to upload. So I better get back to fucking work. I got a 1 hour break today. I gotta cover 1,000 miles. So I'll be filming with this camera a lot more too, just because it's easy to set up. It's on a tripod and I can film while I drive. So let's drive. Social distancing, you piece of shit. So I've been noticing a lot more motherfuckers on the road as we're on the eve of the national lockdown expiring. And as I get further and further from the People's Republic of New York, with Emperor Cuomo, I'm feeling a lot better. Being in New York definitely fucking sucks right now. A bunch of states are easing restrictions and opening up more and more. I think some of them are even ignoring the federal recommendations. Keep in mind, recommendations, not mandates, for governors to follow, to where you have to have 15 days of reduced fucking numbers in order to open. Some of them have just said, fuck it, we're opening anyway. Which makes me happy. It does. You know, I don't want to see a depression. I really don't. And there's already signs that we might be stuck with one anyway. I'm going to make it a point to try and do something in every one of these less restrictive states. I'm on my way to Memphis right now, and I'm hoping that I get to, I don't know how much Tennessee is lifting their restrictions. I think it's supposed to be tomorrow that they start opening, but it remains to be seen. Well, what are you going to do, fuckface? Are you going to let me over, or are you fucking... Alright. But it remains to be seen what those, what they are opening. I don't know. I'm not from Tennessee. I just heard a passing headline that's one of the states that's going to ease some restrictions. So we'll see when I get to Memphis what I can and can't do there. At the very least, I should be able to Uber over to a fucking park or something and walk around and not get fucking hassled by the Gestapo. I've already escaped the mandated mask wearing areas, which is fucking great. And I do have an opinion on all of this, which you can watch in the video that is on my LBRY exclusive. But I just want to give you all a quick update on my trucking vlog, that I'm out here and I'm actually glad to be here. I would not want to be locked down back at home trying to live stream my way through this, which a great many people are trying to do now, by the way. What they don't understand is I was making less than $12,000 a year doing that. You know, people always comment on the amount of followers I have on YouTube and all of that. It's really not a full-time job. You got to have backup income, in which many of you know my backup income died away. I have noticed a slowing in freight, which fucking sucks, but let's put it in perspective. I'm a minimalist, and because I'm a minimalist, not only have I've paid off all my debt except my phone. My phone is my last debt, and it's expensive. I pay like $160 a month because I have the best data I can fucking get, and I still use all of it. I think I'm up to 70 gigs right now. But that's the only real heavy duty bill. I've got my website bill, I've got, a few other monthly bills, but my debts are paid off. I own everything I have now. There's nothing that I make payments on or none of that shit. And I am going to pay my phone off, probably when I get back to New York at some point. Don't know if I can do it when I go to South Dakota, which South Dakota is open, so I'll be sharing with you guys what it's like to be, for those of you that are locked down anyway, what it's like to be in a place that has been open this whole fucking time. I can't wait to see it. I just it's like an oasis in the desert of shit that I'm out here in. Even right now as I drive through Ohio, they're still shut down most fucking places. If I want to do anything, it involves Walmart and truck stops or grocery stores. That's it, Costco, if I can find one. I don't know what lockdowns Ohio has, but they're still pretty restrictive here. I think Kentucky's also locked down, so we'll see there. But sooner or later, my truck is going to cross the border into the United States of America, which is still free and has a constitution to where you can make your own decision about your personal health instead of mommy and daddy Cuomo taking care of you. You know, not to get super political, but I'm tired of the government telling me what's best for me based on shitty data. I can't say that on YouTube, can I? Oh well. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to normal. Just in time for the summer. The warm weather's starting to roll in. Granted, I'm further south. The warm weather still hasn't hit up north yet. New York is still fucking getting snow periodically, which sucks. Fucking winter lasted extra long this year. So I'm glad I can get away. And it's nice to know I can manipulate where I go during my work week based on my home time, because I've taken my home time in South Dakota. They're working me out west and south and southwest. So it'll be interesting to see how they get me there. But that is the advantage of being OTR, is I can take my vacation time or my time off wherever I want. And I'm going to use that to the best of my ability to get out of these lockdowns. So that's my theory. It's one of the reasons I chose to get back on the road, is to be able to have the fucking freedom to live my life and do the things I wanted to do originally this summer, but I was going to do car camping and on like a fucking shoestring budget. I am going to have to be careful financially in the coming days. Like I need to keep a nice emergency fund going, because if we do hit an economic depression, trucking is going to slow to a crawl, and there'll be a lot of me sitting around. The great thing is I've prepared my truck to be able to sit around. Like, I'm definitely going to be fine. I have everything that you would have in your apartment or your house crammed into this truck so that I can survive and live my life out here on the road, living in a vehicle again. You know? And that's, make no mistake, that's what I'm doing now. Yeah, I still have a home base, I still have the little room to go back to, but I'm only there once a month, if that. If I choose to take my home time in other states, I don't go back there. I stay in this truck. Now, it's not all fucking roses. I'm still pissing in jugs and shitting in buckets, but I'll take that over these lockdown, quarantine horseshit in New York any fucking day of the week. You know, I don't do well with authoritarian fucking regimes. I don't do well with bosses. It's why I've been an independent worker since I got out of the military. Whether it's being creative, starting my own businesses, or even driving a truck, you know, I don't deal with bosses. As long as I do my fucking job, I don't crash the truck, and everything's safe, I don't deal with bosses. You know, every once in a while I'll get a phone call or a message or a briefing, you know, if I fuck up and the camera fucking goes off, which, by the way, they have a camera in here on me. That's the only time I hear shit. And even then, it's just like, okay, stop doing that. You know? And I'm human. I fuck up. I sometimes go a little faster than I'm supposed to. I sometimes don't come to a complete stop at a stop sign. You know, these are all fucking things that over the years, you know, that they just give you that gentle reminder of. So, you know, I'm not perfect. What the fuck is this guy doing? But freight has been slower. I only had a 25-hour work week on this current paycheck that I just got. So, and this is a good run I'm on now. Literally 14-hour days right now. But once I get there, I don't have another load going out of Memphis. So, there have been times in normal situations where I've sat in Memphis for 2-3 days waiting for a load. I'm hoping now's not one of those. But I don't currently have a load leaving Memphis. So I might be there for a little bit, which I'm fine with. I'm doing all right financially, and like I said, I'm debt free. And a lot of that is because I'm a minimalist. You know, I'm taking care of my life. If you're one of the people that are fucked right now, this is the time to start really evaluating what's important. You know, and a minimalist is probably having a lot easier time with things right now than somebody who's been living at the fucking maximum that they can. You know, no matter how well off you are, when you lose your income, that shit fucking lets you know just how fucked you are when the shit hits the fan. And, you know, it's important to kind of take stock of how you deal with this current thing, because anything can cause you to lose your job. You know, and as we have 30 million plus people unemployed right now from the workforce filing, there's a great many more than that aren't counted because they have been unemployed for a long time. You know, it really makes you take stock of what's important. What are we doing all of this work for? You know, what do we need all of this money for? And right now, a lot of people are learning the hard way what that answer to that question is. And if, you know, last I checked, debt isn't being forgiven in this process. And in fact, many people are being encouraged to pile up more debt right now, especially businesses. That sooner or later, that's all got to get paid back. And you might be like, well, I'm getting that fucking the government, sweet government money. They're taking care of me. That bill's going to come due, whether it's through higher taxes or through inflation, because we've been printing money, whichever method they choose. Ultimately, you're going to have to pay them back, or somebody is in your stead. And that's something a lot of people, you know, that are like, oh, I'm just going to sit at home and collect money and everything's great. The more people do that, the bigger the bill that we got to pay back is going to be. And for some people, it might be unsustainable to where they won't bother working because they're paying half to 3/4 of their fucking income to taxes. You know, if we get to that point, we're in for some hard times. But right now, that's kind of the least of our worries, because you got people standing in food bank lines. You've got businesses that won't be able to reopen. Make no mistake, just lifting the lockdown is only the first step. Businesses gotta fucking, you know, people gotta get over the fear that keeps them at home too. Just because you open everything doesn't mean everyone's gonna come out and fucking eat in your restaurant or walk around in your store. A lot of people are either broke and can't anyway, or they're still afraid and they're going to stay home and self-isolate, which is well within their rights to do. And I encourage you, if you're vulnerable or scared or don't want to be out there, stay home. It's your choice. And ultimately, the consequences of our decisions are on us. Nobody else. There's nobody else to blame, assuming we have our freedom, which some states seem to have not figured out it's time to give us back our rights. You know, they're a little reluctant to let loose their stranglehold of power. So, you know, it's a really good time to evaluate your life and what's important to you and what you want to be happy with. going forward. And I honestly thought me coming back out here in the truck would make me a miserable prick permanently. But I don't know. I feel like I'm actually doing pretty good out here. You know, diet, that's a different story. As far as my nutrition, I am getting more keto, but I ain't there yet. I still have some non-keto shit in my life, which is fine. I'm over my depression. That's gone. I'm good for now. But it's a good wake-up call to let me know I can't just be balls to the wall, eat whatever the fuck I want either. Not if I want to avoid those symptoms. At the end of the day, you can tell yourself all kinds of shit, but when you stray from your healthy lifestyle and the symptoms come back and then you pay the consequences for your actions, there's really no one to blame but yourself at that point. And I say this because as my mother has retreated from the ketogenic diet despite diabetes and you know, she made so much progress, and I warned her, I'm like, look, you're gonna fucking reverse all you've accomplished. I won't let myself get that bad. You know, I do tend to fast a lot more than most people. So I'm still alright. Like, my weight has plateaued going up. I haven't continued to gain weight despite not being fully keto. I'm 205 last I weighed in. That was when I was just home recently. But I have noticed a lot of symptoms, including bloating, depression, anxiety, just a general feeling of unwellness sometimes. All of these symptoms are a direct result of any deviation I make from the diet. On the days where I remain keto, I'm not as energetic as I used to be because I'm not as much of a fat burner as I used to be. So, there's that. But I've been rambling too much. I kind of enjoy talking while I'm fucking working. Breaks up the monotony of the day a little bit. So, the fuck do I know anyway? I'll do that later. I got one more thing I want to show you guys before the end of this video. I'm going to show you my entertainment solution, which I've finalized right now. I'm going to show you how I can watch content or Netflix or anything else I want to watch using my phone's data without a hotspot. And basically having a, you know, well, let me just fucking show you. Familiar faces, worn out oh, for fuck's sakes. Piece of shit. Look at that. Social distancing, motherfuckers. You're not 6 feet apart. Worried about fucking being 6 feet apart in the fucking supermarket, but you're not worried about it when you're on the highway when you can fucking die for being too close. Fuckface. Piece of shit. You're endangering other people's lives. Probably fucking wearing a mask too while you're at it. Are you gonna fucking move over, or are you just turning the blinker on because it's nice? Get off your cell phone. Turn your blinker off. Shit butthead. Oh, and then this motherfucker not even gonna use a blinker. This is why I don't care about the virus. Look at this shit. What do you think's gonna kill me first, the virus or these assholes? Fucking asshole. What is it? Come on! Your blinker was on for fucking 2 hours and now you're fucking pulling out. No wonder he almost hit you. Why aren't you all at home? Don't you know what you're supposed to be doing right now? And it's not being here where I am. I somehow do not think all of these fuckers are essential. You're not essential. I changed my mind. Go back home. Oh, well, they got a fucking sign that says maintain distance, wash your hands. But don't bother following any fucking traffic laws, because that doesn't kill people. Good thing you're in the slightly faster truck lane. I mean, you're only going 35 fucking miles an hour. Oh, don't run into them. Thanks for slowing me down, fuckhead.
Are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you. I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. It's a mad world. A mad world. A mad world. A mad world. It's a mad world. Mad world. Mad world. A mad world. A fucking mad world. It's a mad.
Are they all essential? That's the question. Where are they all going? Everything's closed. Isn't it? Is Kentucky open? I mean, like, I haven't checked. But this looks open to me. I mean, otherwise, where's everybody fucking going? Just out for a drive? Nice. Oh, that was great. Pulled right the fuck out there. Oh, let's all just fucking ignore lanes and shit and pull out. Let's stop traffic on the highway now. Yeah. This is great. Can we not die today? Thank you. Thank you for playing. They gotta be open. There's just no way. What the fuck was that shit? Using the force, are we? Your brake lights work. That's good. It's good to know. Probably gonna need to know that later. What the fuck is that shit? My God, every time I think I'm gonna turn the fucking camera off, this just gets dumber. See what I'm doing, right? I'm maintaining a good, safe following distance because these motherfuckers are gonna get us all killed. Oh shit, look at this shit. That's some social distancing. I kinda want one of those. It looks fun. shit. Why do we even have blinkers? Why? They should just remove blinkers from cars so they can lower the fucking price. Because nobody fucking uses them anyway. That was kind of a long day. What do we have here? We got a pilot with fucking McDonald's. It's very keto. Yeah, look at that. That looks like a fucking parking spot if I ever seen one. No, that's reserved. This fucking reserve shit's fucking bullshit. I'm just gonna pull straight up here. Some more spots there. Yeah, truck stops are in a habit now of charging $25 for parking spots and putting reserve signs on all of them. Which of course is total horse shit. I refuse to pay for parking, and the reason is, now this one's not bad. They only have like a small section of reserved. But some of the TAs I passed on the way here, they reserve like 3/4 of their fucking parking lot. They reserve 3/4 of their fucking parking lot and leave like 5 or 6 fucking unreserved spots open. And I just refuse to fucking stop at truck stops to do that, because we spend enough fucking money in your truck stops as it is. Not to mention our fuel and all that other shit that we buy from you. Free parking should be part of the deal. Especially if you want me to spend my money in your fucking shitty truck stop. Just one of the things us truck drivers got to deal with out here. That's why I park in rest areas a lot. And why it was so important to me to have a truck that's self-sufficient. And shit. Now I could walk the half a mile to the truck stop from the back row and take a piss, or I can pee in a bottle. What do you think I'm going to do? So, the end of my day, after I stand up and get the blood flowing in my legs again, I generally transform the truck into what I call parked mode. And basically that is making sure that my truck is in a nice, comfortable living situation. So the first thing I set up is my entertainment system for the night. Whether it's a laptop, which I've already shown you guys. I put the laptop on the desk and I sit up front and I do whatever. Watch shit or, play games, edit, make music, Although now I have to make music in the back because I brought a lot more shit with me on that. But I have updated. Remember I said I wanted to use my phone data instead of my mobile hotspot data when consuming content in media or for anything that's very data intensive, because I get a lot higher data allowances on my phone than I do on the hotspot. I've got a 30 gig currently limit on my hotspot, and I blow through that really quick, especially with uploading content and stuff. So I try and use my phone as much as possible to perform those functions. So a while back, a couple of generations of Samsung ago, I bought something that kind of works. You see, Samsung has DeX. And I bought this adapter a couple of phones ago. It's USB-C, and it has an HDMI port. USB port, like if I want to put a keyboard in, and you can do pass-through power, so you can still charge your phone although that doesn't work as well. What this does essentially is transform my phone into a laptop, which allows me to hook it to a bigger screen, a much bigger screen. Like you could hook it to a 60-inch TV, but I think it just puts out 1080p resolution. I can't confirm that, but I'm 99% sure. But that's the thing. I can't really watch 4K out here as it is. 4K video is very, very data intense. And to be honest, I don't really need it on a screen even this size. So you can see I keep my monitor and shit on my bed during the day. Why? Because on the cover, no matter how, like I'd have to hit a fucking bridge abutment for this to fly out of here. Normal driving, even if I got on the brakes really, like a decent amount, like enough that would trigger like a critical event, which they monitor us for. But if I had to slam on my brakes, that's not gonna go any. The only time this will fucking move is if I hit something. If I slam into something, then this might become a projectile. But that being said, under normal driving circumstances, as in I'm not fucking up. The hell? Under normal driving circumstances, I'm not going to run into that issue. So, there's that. Sorry, somebody was looking at my truck like weirdly. They're like, "What you got in there? What you got? You got that expensive shit in there. I'm coming for it." So, anyways, my first thing I do is I take it and I set it up. So that, of course, I don't normally keep that power thing on my bed. I only do that while I'm driving. I will shove it behind the monitor here shortly. But that, of course, runs to the 2,000 watt inverter that came with the truck, which I'm very thankful for. I can't even express how much it sucks to have a truck without a good, powerful inverter on it. And as you can see, it's powering up, so that's working. So we're going to move that behind there. And shit. Let's grab my phone up here. Plug that shit in. So we're going to switch to Samsung DeX. And what it is, it's like a Windows screen that, has little windows. So then what I do at that point is, if you don't want to hook a mouse up to this thing, you can just come in and convert it to a laptop touchpad, and then you can scroll around with your mouse. And of course, I've got Netflix, I've got a video player, and I've got YouTube on there. So if I click YouTube, and I'm doing all of this on my phone's data. So there's that chapter. So if I want to watch that, now it's playing through my phone speaker right now. So there's that.
Hey, you and welcome. My name is Mike, and
But that's not all. There's another thing I do. It's not all. There's the other thing I do is, now I don't recommend purchasing this, but I bought it a long time ago. It's the JBL Bluetooth speaker. It's like the most loudest one I could find at the time. The reason I don't recommend it is the battery is shit in it now. Like, it went to shit. Like, I can run it on battery for maybe an hour if I don't max out the volume. And if I do max out the volume, it'll crap out. Like, it'll shut off and shut back on and stuff. So it has to be plugged in most of the time. I'm not going to do that for the purposes of this demonstration, but I turn it on. And my phone is already paired I don't normally put it here. I put it behind the monitor. And my phone is already paired, so all I got to do is connect. And there we go. So now I have volume. And I can, like, lay in bed and use this as a remote for it, you know, even though it's wired. It's tethered, obviously, with the decks. But now that I have this as a touchpad, I can do this.
This whole video, we're gonna look at, guess what? The case of Jessica.
Turn that way down.
Which would only be surprising if you didn't look at the thumbnail or title of the video. Jessica Herring went missing from a pet.
Alright, and then I can come up here. I like my true crime. If you're not subscribed to that chapter, you should. And I also make sure I'm watching it in 1080p. So I come in here. Sometimes some channels for some reason buffer a lot when I do this, but a lot of them don't. And then I'm watching it in 1080p on a big ass screen that is very comfortable to watch while laying in bed. And you know, it works. It just works. And I pretty much can watch anything that I have an app for on my phone. I could even play games on my phone using the screen with the mirror mode. Although the mirror mode doesn't take up the whole monitor. So now, that's not all. When I'm using my laptop, you can download Samsung decks and do the same thing on your laptop screen. One of you guys turned me on to that, and I've been doing it, so thank you for the advice. That's another thing I like about doing these videos is you guys give me some great suggestions, although I'm not going to do the air fryer thing, because fuck that. But, you know, basically, entertainment is taken care of. What is one of the things that most people do when they get home at the end of the day? They watch shit. You know, and I watch a lot of YouTube and a lot of LBRY, which I can do this way. I can do Netflix. I can do Hulu. I can do shit off Prime. I can do shit off Google Play Store. And basically all my digital entertainment needs, you know. And then when you throw in gaming and music production and video editing that I do on my laptop, that's pretty much encompasses anything I do at home, which effectively turns this truck into a home. Albeit a bit small. So, yeah, that's my setup for using my phone. And theoretically, if you don't do anything intensive, you don't really need a laptop out here anymore. All you need is a monitor. You can buy a cheap one. This one I already had at home, so I decided to take that. I did buy a cheap, like $80 one that was a piece of shit, so I got rid of that, which was a waste. I know, I wasted $80. I'm a piece of shit. And I've just brought the one I had at home because it's a lot bigger and it's 4K. So when I do 4K shit with my laptop, which I've upgraded to be a 4K laptop, I can basically have, like, when I'm doing videos that require attention to detail or photography editing, I feel comfortable using this monitor for that. So I've got everything I need to live my life out here. Hopefully I don't wreck the truck with everything in it, because that would suck. But hey, that's a chance I got to take if I want to be out here. Good news is I'm earning enough money I might be able to replace everything that I break out here. But the shit does break. Like, I've broken a coffee pot already by forgetting to put it away. Which is a downside to this method. I cannot move this truck until I put this shit away. Because if I forget to put this shit away and I start driving, that monitor's going to end up on the floor. Any shit that isn't secure will be all over the place. And, you know, I got a cargo net up above, and the way I broke the coffee pot is I forgot to, not only did I forget to put the cargo net on, I left it sitting on top of my refrigerator, and then it just fucking flew right to the ground and broke. So, yeah. Don't forget to fucking secure everything at the end of the day. And like I said, you know, I put my laptop and my monitor on top of my bedding, and I roll the blanket over it so that normal driving isn't going to affect it. And I've tested it thoroughly throughout my career. Shit won't come off this bunk unless I hit something. And thankfully I don't hit a lot of shit. Oh. Sorry, accidentally hit play while I was fucking with it. That's it for this trucking vlog today. So thank you to those of you who are following me on LBRY. There is going to be a podcast. I'm probably not going to get it up for a couple days till after you watch this video. But I am planning to do a podcast on exclusive to LBRY to celebrate me hitting 1,000 followers on there, which is the most on any of my alternative platforms. Like DLive hasn't quite got there yet for me. And from what I'm seeing, LBRY caught a big boost from the latest round of Susan censorship that hit fucking YouTube lately. And the price value went up as well, so a lot of new people on LBRY because of this censorship and more restricted freedom. But we won't talk too much about that. I don't even know that I should have said that, because I probably got fucked with for that. But it doesn't matter, because this video is also on LBRY. So please, if you want to see that exclusive podcast, it will be available on LBRY. In fact, I'm not going to do a live stream because I am over my data cap of 50 gigs for the month, and I don't want to push my luck by doing a stream. So I'm just going to film it, record it in full podcast quality, and upload it. And I'll let you know. I'll be pinning a comment underneath this video once it's uploaded that links to it, so you can watch the podcast or listen to it. But be patient with LBRY. It's still a new platform. It doesn't work great for everyone, I hear. But if you click the download button and go to bed, the video will be waiting for you in the morning if you're having issues with buffering. There's a little download button on there, and you can download the video to your computer while you're sleeping, and you'll wake up and then you watch it with not only no buffering but in full quality that I put on there, which isn't going to be much for a long podcast. So, but yeah, I'll be doing the podcast tomorrow. I'll be posting this video tonight, hopefully. I don't know what day it is you're watching it, but it's there somewhere. But remember, I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just an asshole. And let me know if you like me sharing these vlogs of trucking. I try and talk about life out here. I'll try and talk about minimalism, because you definitely have to be minimalist to live out here. And it helps to not have any bills at home or debt if you're out here doing this. There are some downsides, and you'll hear about them multiple times while I'm out here. But I'm trying to, right now, because of what's going on, the upsides of being out here far outweigh the downsides. Because we're not allowed to be social just yet in New York, at least not legally. And everything's closed in New York, and I can go to Walmart anywhere. I don't have to be in New York for that. Same thing with grocery stores. Doesn't matter what state I'm in. So I'm looking to spend time in states that are open, that I can go do the things I want to do at the end of my, essential job that is supporting our way of life. What's the use of me working at this if I'm not gonna be able to get anything out of life? If I'm not gonna be able to do the things I want to do? If I don't have the freedom to do that? That's why I'm out here trucking. I want my freedom. And I'll go to whatever fucking state lets me do it. And I'll spend my money there. So, something to think about. I'm not spending my money in New York right now. It's not happening. So, sorry. But, you want me to spend my money in New York? Well, open that shit up. I'm going to go spend money in states that are free, open, and not afraid. That's where I'm spending my money. And hopefully we open up more states and we can all spend our money and get things back to going, and nobody starves. That's ultimately what it's about, is, we're all essential in our own way to the economy, no matter what your job is. If everybody stops working, then society's going to change, and maybe not necessarily for the better, at least not in our current way of things. I'm all for minimalism. Don't get me wrong. We all do a lot of bad shit for our health. We all do a lot of bad shit for our lifestyle. But make no mistake, if we all are broke at the same time, it's survival of the fittest at that point, and things will go downhill really quick for society. And I don't want to see that, even as a minimalist. I don't believe this should be the thing that transforms us into a better life, like some do. Some are trying to capitalize on this thing, and I don't think that's the way. Changes should be gradual in lifestyle and in our spending habits and in the things we do. It shouldn't be something that is forced on us, and it shouldn't be something that happens like that. Which is why, although I'm a minimalist and I can survive in this environment, because of the way I live and the way I choose to spend my money, doesn't mean everybody is able to do that. And to be honest, I don't even know that maybe it's possible for me to be a minimalist if there isn't out there somewhere a maximalist, and that's one of the lessons you guys have taught me from trying to be a content creator. There's some of you who do have a lot of money, who do spend a lot of money, and have supported my content. And I'm not naive in thinking that if it wasn't for people willing to go out and be maximalists, that minimalism would be even possible for me without getting down to the basics and living in the woods and homesteading, which is an option on the table. But I do like some technology, as you can see, so I'm not ready to just give up on everything yet. As you can see, like even in this truck, I'm a minimalist still, but I have a lot of nice things, and I like to, I do have a digital life. And minimalism doesn't necessarily mean giving up your digital life. So, but, yeah. The fuck do I know anyway? Because I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just an asshole and a truck driver. An asshole truck driver. Please like and subscribe for more shit, and I'll make more shit. If you like this video and you want me to make more videos, please head to ScottTheTruckDriver.com. Sign up for my free email list. You thought I was going to ask you to put a tip in that virtual tip jar. You can if you want, but it's not essential, especially now. But I would like to see you sign up for my email list so that when I go live, you guys will be able to hear about it. I do post here on YouTube and a few other places, but ultimately I'm trying to email people when I go live and to tell you where, when, and how long, and what I'm doing, and that kind of stuff. Follow me on LBRY for some exclusive video content that will just be on there. I still do exclusives over there. For the most part, I tend to favor posting on YouTube a lot of content that I feel will be fine, that YouTube will not demonetize or derank, and so far that's been working out for me. I've tread the line a little bit just to see. I always try and dip a toe over the line just to see what happens on YouTube. But anything I know for sure will get me into hot water with YouTube goes to LBRY. Or sometimes I'll just do LBRY just cause it's easier, less to worry about. And I want to thank you in the LBRY community. Please give me a follow if you're not already, and maybe leave some LBC so that we can build some ways to boost my content over there. I do still like LBC contributions not only because it does compensate me for the work I do on these videos, but I can also use it to boost them and gain new subscribers, and you can support that way without even tipping if you want. I actually prefer right now support to tips. Not that I don't like the tips, but the support actually boosts me in the trending pages and so on and so forth, and makes it more discoverable for my videos. And as the population on LBRY grows, it's going to take more and more LBC to keep me relevant in the top searches there. But so far, I love that is entirely in the community's power, and that there isn't an algorithm deciding whether or not you get to see my thumbnail. And that's why I like LBRY over YouTube. We just need more people to go over there. Maybe this latest round of censorship will tip the scales even more. And I'd love to see somebody, for those of you who are YouTube content creators, at the very least you should mirror your shit there. There's no reason not to mirror your shit there. It's a passive income to add on top of everything else. Videos I post on YouTube that get mirrored to LBRY, I get the ad revenue from YouTube, and I do put a lot of ads on YouTube. But I also get auto-tipped based on views on LBRY, and plus people do contribute tips. So it's basically it doubles and sometimes triples because you get paid a lot more per view on LBRY. There's just less viewers on LBRY. So it adds up, you know, and I've made a decent amount of money as a content creator on LBRY. So if you're a YouTuber or an aspiring YouTuber, it doesn't hurt to mirror your channel to LBRY, and then when you post a video, it automatically gets put up on LBRY. You can go to LBRY.com to sign up for that. LBRY.TV if you want to watch videos without downloading any apps. And then, of course, there's the Android, Windows, and iOS. I think iOS. I don't know if they got iOS yet. But Android and Windows apps. You know. So far, the best experience for me as a viewer is the Windows app, and also the web browser, the LBRY.TV. Those are the two best ways to watch shit on LBRY. Lately, the Android app has been obscenely slow, and I hope they fix it soon, because honestly, I'd like to watch it through the Android app, but I end up just going to LBRY.TV on my phone instead, because the app, for some reason, is just painfully slow. Like, painfully. I don't know what the deal is with it, but if you're struggling, if you're using the Android app to watch LBRY, I would suggest just going into your browser and going to LBRY.TV until they get the app improved. I'd say a couple more releases away. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit. And fuck Cuomo.